Hello, welcome to this channel. My name is Enoch. Today we will continue our series on Linux. We will be looking at sudo. Now, sudo gives power to normal user to execute commands that are typically reserved for root user. Let's see our shell. This is an Ubuntu machine, and if you run sudo /etc/os-release, you see that is an Ubuntu machine. It's a version 14.04.6. If you run pwd print working directory, I'm in the home directory of the Vagrant user. If you run who am I, then I'm Vagrant. All right, let's clear the screen. Now we're talking about sudo. We said sudo allow normal user to be able to run commands that are reserved for root user. For example, if I run this is a Vagrant user, and if I run user hard is reserved for root user. User hard -m. I want to add a Jenkins user. If I run this will not allow it, permission deny, but I can add a sudo to it, and this will allow the Vagrant user to be able to create the Jenkins user and create the home directory because of the -m that is there. If I run password passwd and I said Jenkins, I want to set a password for Jenkins, this will not allow it. But again, if I run if I put sudo with it, now it will allow me to add password for the Jenkins user. See, now I've set a password for the Jenkins user. All right, so let me clear my screen. So let's go back to our slide. To change to root user, normal user can run sudo -i. Yes, you can run sudo -i to change to the root user, or you can also use su space -, and this will require password. This will require password, and that's it. You can change to the root user using those two commands. All right, let's go back to our slide and continue. To change to another user, you can run su space space the username. Let's say that su space space Jenkins, and now this will change to Jenkins user. Now it's not asking for password because it's a root user. The root user can change to any other user without having to give password. But if Jenkins user want to change to another user, then you know that he's going to ask for password. Let's say su space Vagrant, and this one is going to ask for password, and give the password, and you become the Vagrant user. Okay. So that's that. You can get out using your Ctrl-D, or you can just press exit, back to the root user. Now, normal user with permission can run root commands by preceding those commands with sudo. Now, one word you have to look at there is permission. Normal user with permission can run root commands by preceding those commands with sudo. All right, now let's become Jenkins user. We have seen for Vagrant user that Vagrant user can perform it, but let's become Jenkins user. Let's become the Jenkins user. Now let's try to add a user. User add Ansible, and of course this will be denied. But even if I add sudo to it, it will still deny it. Despite giving password, it will still deny it because Jenkins is not in the sudoers file. So that means I need to add Jenkins to the sudoers file. If Jenkins wants to change to the root user, it will not allow it because it doesn't have that permission to do that. Sudo -i. And you see, even after giving password, it will still not allow it. Jenkins is not in the sudo file, this incident will be reported. So there is a file, there are two files that I want you to pay attention to today. The one is the etc/sudoers, and the other one is etc/sudoers.d. These two files manages this permission, and let's exit out of here. Okay, this become the root user, and let's look at these two files. Let's first look at them. ls-l/etc, and let's check it like this first. You can see there are two files. This is a sudoers file and the sudoers.d. Let's clear our screen. Let's grep it and let's have a closer look at this file. And grep and sudo, and you can see there is a sudoers file, which is a normal test file, and there is a sudoers.d file, which is a directory. All right, let's see the content of these sudoers. Let's see the content. Okay, of course, I'm supposed to proceed it with lc/. All right, if you see this content, this file manages this sudoers permission, and see this file must be edited with the vi sudo command as root. So please consider adding local content in etc/sudoers.d instead of directly modifying this file. Now this statement is advising us that we should not directly edit this file to get the sudo or the root privileges, that we should go and check out this file we should go and edit out this directory. All right, so now if I want to use this file to get the root privilege, I can just edit it. I can add this user privilege specification. So I can add a user here, and that user will have the privilege of let's do it. We will edit it back. Let's just run vim/etc/ we were advised to use vi sudo, and okay, this is a nano editor, and I've not treated nano editor in this channel, so I'm just going to close it, and I'm going to set my editor to vim editor equals to vim, and now let's run the command again. Now it will open it as vi. So we can go and edit this file and just add a user. I can remember our lecture on vim. You can use your YY to copy a line, use your P to paste below the cursor, and that's that. Use your I to enter the insert mode. Let's edit this file and let's put the Jenkins user, Jenkins, then we can save it. And if we change to the Jenkins user, you will see that Jenkins user now will be able to perform some things. So I say user add -m Terraform. See, it will not allow it, but if I add the sudo to it now, it will now allow it because of what we have done. You know, it will allow it because what we have done. If you run your cart /etc/passwd, you will see that the Terraform user has been created because of what we have done. You know, so that's that. The Jenkins user now too can change to the root user sudo -i. You see, become the root user now. So let's go back to that file. Let's go back to that file. vim/etc/sudoers, and so I can. So let's remove this file, this line, by running our dd. All right, to remove that line. Now I can also edit it. I can also give that privilege, give the root privilege by copying this line and using P to paste below and changing this one to the Jenkins group. Changing this to the Jenkins group. Jenkins. If you read the comment under this line, members of the admin group may gain root privilege. So I can just add Jenkins group, because when we created a Jenkins user, a Jenkins group too was created. Jenkins group. This will also give us the privilege, the group, the root privileges. So that's that. Or I can go and add Jenkins user to the admin group, and it will give us the same. Well, we have been advised not to edit this file, to rather go and edit the sudoers.d file. So that's what we are going to do now. So let's so we are not saving it. All right. So if you /sudoers, we are not saving it. So no, I want to remove this. So I'm going to just run the vim/etc/sudoers, and let us remove this by using our dd. dd is gone. Now let's save. Okay, yeah, it's a read-only file, so I need to save and quit forcefully. All right, now if we run it again, we'll see that the file has come back to normal. All right, let me clear my screen. This is looking to. All right, let's look at it now. All right, the file has come back to normal. Okay, now we advise not to edit this file, so let's go and check out the file that we advise that we should use, and that's let's cd / remember what we ran earlier /l/etc, and we pipe this with grep, sudo, so we can see the sudoers.d, which is a directory. So let's get inside that directory, cd / /etc/sudoers.d. Let's get inside this, and if you run ls-l, there is a Vagrant file there. If you cut that file, to see the content, see there is a content there. So we can just copy this Vagrant file and edit it. Let's copy it. So cp Vagrant, and let's name it Jenkins. And let's now, if you run ls-l, now we have the Jenkins file. Now let's now edit it. Let me cut it first. Jenkins. You can see that file. So now let's edit it. Vim Jenkins. Let's edit it. So now say no password. With this no password that is there, Jenkins will not have to give password when he's becoming the root user. Let's put this no password, the colon, all, and that will settle that. So let's save this forcefully, because he is a root user. Is a read-only file. So all right, now let's cut the Jenkins to see. Okay, it's edited properly. And now if you now become the Jenkins user, you can do all those things also. All right, so Jenkins user can simply just run sudo ls-l, /etc, can create a group, sudo group add DevOps, and this will work because of what we have done, you know, and it can simply become the root user. Okay, so that's that for today. What we have learned today is sudo gives power to normal user to execute commands reserved for root user. Don't forget that. If you create any new user, you can just add the user to this etc/sudoers.d/vagrant file there. Just copy the vagrant like we did and edit that file. Don't edit this particular file. We have been advised not to do that. Normal user with permission can run root command by preceding those commands with sudo. Don't forget to change to another user. You can use your su space hyphen space username. Don't forget. So you can just run your history and run history to see the history of all the commands you have run today, and you can just make sure you master them very well. So that's that for today. I will see you in the next lecture. Thank you for watching.